Whenever you go for a job interview and the interviewer says, "Please tell me a little bit about yourself," you certainly don't launch into some horrible tirade about how I'm a terrible person and I'm a lousy worker and I won't accomplish anything in this new position. Do you? No, you don't. You say positive things, good things. Then a person has to ask why, when you meet people and you listen to their conversation, do they many times say, "Oh, I'm so lazy," or "I'm not very good at that," or "I'm not very intelligent, not good looking," and it goes on, doesn't it? Makes no sense at all. No sense at all. And so, I think as a good idea, good word of thought, don't say negative things about yourself at all. Say nothing. Think them or tell them to your very close confidants, but do not present them in the world at all. Because inevitably, you are not stupid. And given your body type, there are a lot of bodies that are a lot uglier than you, for sure. Rule of thumb, there will always be someone better looking than me. Tragic, but true. There will also always be someone more intelligent than me. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. In this world of 8 billion people. But there will never, ever, ever be anyone like me. But of course this means very little, doesn't it, without development. We have to spend time on developing the self. So, when you think to yourself, all the people that exist, the victims that exist on the street, many of those people have a very, very poor self-image. And I don't think we have to be naive. We can be realistic about who I am, what I could be. Why not? Why not? But also realize that we're very elastic as beings. The mind can expand. The body can be beautified through exercise. Right? All of these things are correct. It's not fantasy at all. So, I'm born, suddenly at 20 years old, I'm awake. Gosh, and I have really one of two options. I can lament the fact that I am me. I'm born into this terrible family. Oh my God, I'm born into this terrible country, awful country. Oh gosh almighty, my race is terrible as well. Or I can say, not bad. I've been given life. I have a bit of a chance to develop this being into something beatific, something beautiful in the world, right? So then, inevitably, how do I begin? Well, the very first thing I think that one has to do is to have a belief in the self. Truly. And that this is very hard to do, by the way. I mean, many people say you read all these books, these articles, these ideas, these podcasters, believe in yourself. Okay, how? What do you mean? Well, how do I believe in myself? I don't like myself at all. I don't like anything about myself. I don't like it. Well, I think then the only thing you can do is to have a sense of gratitude for the fact that you're here and that you're alive. Because if you were dead, if you had never existed, all this would be academic, as is said. It wouldn't matter at all. But you are here. You do have life. You do have a set of givens. I am 68 years old. I am sort of white. I do have 2 children. I have a certain amount of money, a certain amount of intelligence. Those things are true. I cannot change those things. But in the future, virtually everything is possible. Truly. So the next time you sit back and you want to say something negative about yourself, oh my God, you look so horrible today, right? Reflect. You can say that, but do not concretize it in the world. Certainly don't concretize it. Don't say it to people that you do not know at all. If someone says to you, you look good today, or that's a great thought, or you speak English very well, or French very well, or Polish very well, whatever it is, sit back for a moment and just say, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that you've been kind enough to say those things. Now, whether they are true or not is by the by. Totally by the by. You know, English itself, for example, is two different languages. There is the language of my boss, people I do not know, and there's the language of my mother, father, my intimates, people I can tell the truth. And you must have remarked on this. You meet people, how are you today? I'm sick. I'm sad. I just spoke to a young woman a moment ago, and she said, I often feel sad. And I said to her, my dear, all of us, all of us often feel sad. All of us. And how do we overcome it? But that would not be something that one should tell to a total stranger. Really. You should tell that to people that know you. To strangers, you should be positive, because you do have what's known as a personal brand. And in your circle of associates, colleagues at work, school, how do you want to be known? Do you want to be known as a positive person that's filled with ambition, hard work, hope, if you will, or a person that's profoundly negative about everything in life? And you know yourself from an early age, when you meet people that are sad, negative, you do your best to help them change, to evolve into something else. And if they don't change, or they get carried away with drugs, alcohol, bad relationships, God knows what it is, right? Eventually, you say to yourself, look, I really did my very, very best. And then you realize, like a light bulb goes on, you realize that you cannot change anyone. The only person you can change is you. Therefore, let us get to work on the self. Let me get to work on me. I want to be a better person. I want to look better, etc. Right? So, what do I have to do? Well, on the intellectual side, I have to learn, don't I? I have to go to school, be trained. On the spiritual side, I have to talk to God as I see Him. And on the physical side, I have to get to a gym. I have to exercise or go on these enormous walks, as people say. This is profoundly important. These three things I have to do. And there are many more to develop me, of course. But these three principal ideas will help a lot. And don't be negative. Be joyful. It's a wonderful life. And you know what they say. You know what they say. Why not be positive? Because critical thinking will help us think this through, and critical thinking is great. And critical thinking will help us be the person that we want to be. You take care. God bless. Bye-bye.